time to meet the amazing MaxxPower system. In the next few minutes, you'll learn what it's all about and how easy it is to operate. The MaxxPower system is a complete air conditioning and heating system for the ProStar sleeper. The engine-on mode uses the engine-driven compressor, but what's truly amazing is that with the truck engine off, it is a fully electric 12-volt DC system. And with 12-volt DC technology that runs the air conditioning with the engine off, it helps you save huge amounts of fuel. Here's a quick overview of the engine on, engine off modes. With the engine on, the MaxxPower system uses the engine-driven compressor for cooling and a dual-core evaporator. Heating during engine on is done through the engine coolant. It operates just like a standard heating air conditioning unit. In the engine off park mode, power is provided by 8 12-volt AGM batteries. The truck's starting ability will not be compromised because MaxxPower provides an automatic low-voltage shutdown of 11.8 volts, and it doesn't require a mechanical switch to separate the batteries. It has an electric refrigerant compressor and dual-core evaporator that provide air conditioning, and a fuel-operated Espar heater that circulates the engine's heated coolant through the system, all with the engine off and no wasted fuel. Let's take a look now at where the MaxxPower components are located. The MaxxPower unit is mounted in the passenger side rear corner under the bunk. The Espar Hydronic heater is located under the floor of the sleeper outside the truck. With the engine running in the drive mode, MaxxPower operates the same as a normal sleeper unit, so temps can be pulled down easily. But in the engine off park mode, it's better not to pull down high temps. In other words, don't start with the temperature high in the sleeper, then try to pull it down. The best way to do it is to pre-cool down the sleeper before going into the engine off park mode. Pre-cooling the sleeper is easy. While driving or running the engine, simply turn on the AC and bring the sleeper temp down. With the engine on, the MaxxPower operates the same as a normal sleeper unit and is controlled by the front or rear controls. Once you have the sleeper pre-cooled, here's how to run the AC in engine off park mode. Start by pushing the top of this rocker switch labeled Cool No Idle. The LED light above the word Cool should light up and must be on to run the AC. Next, set the blower speed and temperature to where you want them by pushing the increase-decrease arrows. The top arrows, shown here, control blower speed, while the low arrows control the temp. Once you set the blower speed and temp, MaxxPower automatically controls the compressor and condenser. The blower is always set manually. Check out the driver's instruction sheet at the end of this presentation to see the minimum-maximum levels. Now, let's look at how to operate the heater in engine off park mode. Start by pushing the rocker switch marked Heat No Idle. Next, set the blower speed and temperature to where you want by pushing these increase-decrease arrows. Once you set the blower speed and temp, the MaxxPower system automatically controls the Espar Hydronic heater. The heater continuously circulates heated coolant through the heater and truck engine until you turn the heater off. Heater operation is visible from behind the truck by exhaust coming out the heater exhaust pipe. If the engine is cold when you turn on the heater, it takes a few minutes to warm up the coolant and produce heat. Truck models equipped with the optional start-stop feature will have a switch on the instrument panel to activate the system. This system will operate with or without the key in the ignition, but only if the hood is closed and the transmission is in neutral. System interlocks prevent theft if the key is not in the ignition. When engaged, the system will start the engine any time the battery voltage drops to approximately 12 volts. It will run for a programmed amount of time to recharge the batteries and then automatically shuts off. For complete details and operating instructions, see your Navistar dealer. Now that you've learned about operating MaxxPower, let's go over the 5 best ways to get the most from your system. Number 1. Pre-cool the sleeper temperature for longer runtime. Number 2, close the sleeper curtain to keep the temperature constant. Number 3, block out heat from the sun. Park the truck facing away from the sun and use a windshield reflector. Number 4, drive for 4 to 6 hours to recharge the MaxxPower batteries. Number 5 is also very important. Always keep the air intake area, shown here, clear. If this area is blocked, it can result in the unit shutting down or not running correctly. And last but not least, here are some important maintenance recommendations. For the best comfort and performance, make sure to keep the recirculation air filter, shown here, clean and well maintained. Another good maintenance routine is to operate the MaxxPower heater in park mode about 15 to 20 minutes a month. This keeps the fuel in the unit fresh and helps the system run better. Enjoy your MaxxPower system, one of the most remarkable innovations in sleep comfort ever. For reference and even more details, use the driver instruction sheet shown here.